Hi, so this video is really about some of the key highlights from the Sistrix CTR study of SERPs, search engine result pages, and the context is really with reference to digital publishers. So let's look at this article. The link will be shared in the notes. So this is a very exhaustive article about how the click-through rates for the top ranking web results. How is it changing, and why is this an important thing to discuss? Because typically, when a news publisher or any site is actually targeting keywords, the idea is that it should come in the first few, and the assumption is that you would get almost 50, 60, 70% of the that's the kind of CTR that people expect, right? So which means that out of every 100 searches, if you're in the, say, in the first position, you'll get 70 clicks, right? But that's not really the case, and that increasingly over the last few years, and a lot in the last few months, there are a lot of studies with respect to CTR which show that the CTRs for the top ranking results, they have really plummeted. So how far they have plummeted? You can just come here to this particular, the very first graph here, and you can see that the top ranking is only 28.5%. Okay, so that's quite a drop from what people expect it to be. And remember, this study is on the mobile phone. This is primarily a mobile phone search behavior driven data, which is a fair thing to do considering that predominant use of the web is from the mobile. So 28.5% is the CTR on the top ranking position, which means that if you have a search, say, uh, right? So if you have this kind of search, the number of, when we say CTR of the top ranking position, it means the CTR of this, right? That's what we are referring to. Okay, moving back. Okay, so 28.5% was the average, and it really did. What really determines the actual kind of CTR is the kind of query it is, on the kind of search query it is. So, for example, faceless tax assessment scheme. Our Prime Minister just announced details regarding to this. You can see that there is a featured snippet. Now, as per the article, the featured snippet really gets costs you around 5.3 percentage points, right? So from 28.5, it now becomes 23.3%. So that's how much of a dip a featured snippet can have, right? The 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 other thing is, if you're having a knowledge panel. Now when you say knowledge panel, it is something like this. So again, taking a trending topic, so if you see who is Kamala Harris married to, and you see this is called a knowledge panel because it's a panel which accumulates the results of from various sources on the web, and this puts it to you in a convenient box. It's called the knowledge panel. So if the search query that you're targeting actually has a knowledge panel, then the it can actually, instead of 28%, then it becomes 16%. So that's a very steep drop from what it was initially. So as you can see, generally when you're talking about ranking, the one of the most important things which comes is the volume. So apart from volume, now you know that it's also the kind of search query, whether it has a knowledge panel, whether it has a featured snippet, and that determines if that determines the kind of CTR that your top ranking organic position will have. According to the article, the worst CTR is for the queries which have Google Shopping in it. So any kind of shopping queries, because there are ads here which are quite prominent, and on the mobile device it is even more prominent. That results in that makes the CTR so something like 13% CTR. Right, so that's how much the CTR dips if you have a Google Shopping ad in the query in the target keyword, right? Okay, before we end, the last thing is, if your query is long tail, right? So if you're targeting long tail queries, so things like this, right? So Kamala Harris net worth open secrets. So this is open secrets is a site, right? So if it is a longer query, then you do not have things which eat away your traffic, like your knowledge graph or your featured snippet. So generally, that's not the case, and because of that, the first ranking results should have a higher CTR. So that's it. Those were the major highlights of the study. It's a very detailed article which is available on the Sistrix.com blog, and the link is right there in the notes. Please go ahead and have a look at it. Thank you.